The forehead, broad, bright, and noble. To the Arabs, it was more than a feature of the face. It was the tablet of destiny, a surface where fate wrote its lines, where wisdom, memory, and character were displayed. In Firasah, the ancient science of physiognomy, the forehead revealed not just the mind within, but the path a man was destined to walk. Arab poets praised the forehead in verse. A shining forehead was a sign of nobility and honor. A broad forehead suggested wisdom and clarity of thought. A high forehead, dignity and foresight. Warriors and leaders were celebrated for their wide, open brows. To bow the forehead in prayer was a mark of humility, and to raise it proudly in battle was the mark of courage. In every gesture, the forehead carried meaning. The readers of Firasah studied the forehead carefully. Broad foreheads revealed intelligence, openness, and wisdom. Narrow foreheads suggested limited vision, narrow-mindedness, or rigidity. High foreheads were a mark of dignity and patience. Low foreheads were linked to impulsiveness and haste. Lines on the forehead carried special meaning. Horizontal lines suggested experience, burdens carried, lessons learned. A single deep line across the brow meant a life shaped by responsibility. Multiple lines reflected wisdom, patience, and resilience. Smooth foreheads could mean youth and innocence, or, in some readings, inexperience and naivety. Protruding foreheads were signs of intelligence, foresight, and memory. Sloping foreheads were seen as a sign of restlessness or short attention. In these subtle signs, the Arab scholars found clues to the hidden self. In Arab tradition, the forehead was a canvas of destiny. Poets often described their heroes with a bright forehead, shining like the moon, glowing with honor. To be remembered for one's forehead was to be remembered for character and dignity. A bowed forehead in humility was praised in religious verse. A proud forehead, standing tall, became a metaphor for bravery and leadership. Thus, the forehead stood between heaven and earth, the place where man bowed before God, and the place where honor shone brightest. Modern science, too, finds meaning in the forehead. Beneath it lies the frontal lobe of the brain, the seat of planning, decision-making, and judgment. The lines of the forehead often reveal stress, worry, or resilience. Psychologists note how tension in the brow reflects inner turmoil. Facial recognition technology studies the proportions of the forehead to identify individuals. In many cultures, the broad forehead is still associated with intelligence and leadership. Once again, the ancient observations of Firasah find echoes in the discoveries of modern science. In chronicles of Arab history, leaders were often described by their foreheads. A caliph with a broad, high forehead was remembered as wise. A scholar with a furrowed brow was praised for his thoughtfulness. Heroes in battle were said to shine with bright foreheads, symbols of courage and honor. Even critics used the forehead in mockery, calling a narrow or low brow a sign of weakness. In every age, the forehead remained a sign of what lay within. Today, we still read the forehead, often without knowing it. A broad forehead in a politician suggests authority. A furrowed brow in a leader signals struggle or experience. A smooth forehead in youth suggests promise and potential. Even in everyday life, in interviews, in classrooms, in meetings, the forehead shapes how we perceive intelligence, patience, and strength. The tablet of destiny continues to speak. The forehead, the shining canvas of honor, the tablet where destiny writes its lines. In Firasah, it revealed intelligence, foresight, and fate itself. Next, we turn to the cheeks, the canvas of vitality and spirit, where health, energy, and courage leave their color. Join us as The Face Speaks continues.